Dear friends, welcome back to DATS Data Analytics Talks. Thank you very much for your encouraging support. This is the continuation of our Azure Data Engineer learning series. Under this series, we have seen many topics. The last session, we discussed about Databricks. We have seen what is Databricks, some of the features of Databricks, how data lake and data warehouse coexisted, and what is the need for a unified system, and how the Databricks pioneered to bring a lake house, again which is a unified system, bringing the best of these two platforms where data warehouse and data lake. And we have seen some of the challenges these cloud platforms face today. We also heard about what the Databricks team would like to talk about their product. Some of you mentioned that we know about Databricks, but we would like to see, as a developer, what is possible within this platform. We have never ever seen the Databricks platform. Yes, today I am dedicating this session to make a tour of the Databricks platform. You are aware that Databricks is available within Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, and so on. But it is also available with Databricks. We have a community edition available for learning purpose. So I would like to show you the community edition of Databricks. We will see some of the building blocks, how to create a notebook, what is a workspace, how to create a compute engine, how we can install some libraries within the compute, and how to set up a job, and all that is available within this Databricks we can see within this tour. It would be a pleasure for me if you would like to share your feedback. Feel free to make your comments in the comment box. Yes, it is time for our tour of the Databricks Community Edition. Let's start. So welcome to the Databricks platform demonstration. I will start with exploring some of the publicly available Databricks resources so that you can start learning Databricks. I believe the best place to start your Databricks exploration is none other than www.databricks.com. And in this portal, you could find numerous resources to help you master Databricks. For example, if you go to explore demos, you will find videos, you will find product tour, and you will find tutorials. And if you explore all the demos, you will find hundreds of on-demand videos on various topics and the product features. You can even find hundreds of tutorials. I believe this is the best place to start our Databricks exploration. So next, let me help you create your free Databricks account. You can try Databricks for free. You can test drive the full Databricks platform free for 14 days on your choice of AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud. So simply you need to fill in account creation form, then click on continue. So again, let me go back to the site. We have a link, try Databricks. Yes, exactly same window is open. So I need to fill my information. I choose autofill. Everything is done. So I need to give a title. Let me give engineer. Click on continue. So you are prompted, which is your choice, Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud. You can choose one of them and continue. You can also find a link here below. You don't have a cloud account. Okay, don't worry if you don't have a cloud account. So we have a solution. That's where we click on Get Started with Community Edition. You will have to click on Get Started with Community Edition. I have already created a Community Edition account, so I am not going to click here. So please remember, if you do not have a cloud account and you want to try out Databricks, you can use the Community Edition. It's a limited Databricks environment for personal use and training. Let me log into my community edition. So if you already having a community edition, you can go to https://community.cloud.databricks.com/login.html. You will find the credential prompts. Please provide your credentials and click on sign in. So it will take you to the community.cloud.databricks.com and to your account. Yes, this is where we are going to do data engineering, ETL process, and machine learning. So we will spend some time touring each and every component within this platform. Let's begin. First of all, I will start with the workspace. Workspace is a collaborative area. You can create individual collaborative area as well as a shared collaborative area. And it has the flexibility to create notebooks, create folders. You can import files, export files, and you will be able to create folders and subfolders and hierarchy. In summary, a workspace is a collaborative area where one or many developers work together towards a goal. So let me show you how you can create a workspace, how do you manage folders, how do you manage users, etc. in the cloud platform. So let me expand this left navigation. You will find something called workspace. I click on the workspace. This is the real picture of a workspace in a database cloud platform. Here you will find a drop down arrow where you click and you can create notebook. You can create workspace library. You can create folders. You can have ML flow experiment. Then you can import files from your system. You can export your source code to your local drives, or you can follow many formats. It could be source file or HTML file or DBC archive. Then you can copy the link address of each file and you can do the sorting. And you will find something called a shared. In the shared environment, also you can create notebook, workspace library, folder, and ML flow. So whatever you are creating here will be shared across all the users of that workspace. You will create a shared notebook. I name it as a shared notebook. When I come to the workspace, you will see under shared there is a notebook which is accessible to everyone in this workspace. So coming to the users, I have only one user here, and under my account, I can create notebooks. I can create folders. I can clone folders. I can create folders, ML flow experiment. But what happens? So when I create something under my account, it is only accessible to me, right? So just realize that, there is a shared environment, there is a user-specific workspace, and whatever you create in the workspace under shared can be accessed by anybody in this user group. Hope you understand that. Okay. Yes, moving on. The next very important thing that everyone should know is the profile configuration, profile settings, the user settings, admin settings, and the deletion of your account, how to get some of the access tokens and so on, all is centered around your profile area. Let me take you to that profile area in the cloud. Top right corner, you can see your account name. Under that, you will find user settings, admin settings, delete account, logout. Okay, let me go to the user settings. What do you find in user settings? Under the user settings, you have the current password and you can even create a new password. Under Git integration, for example, your code source, code repository is Git. You can integrate your Git repository with Databricks. That's where you can find out the Git provider and configure your repository, the Databricks. And you have the editor settings option. So what are the notifications? Do we need to automatically launch or attach to cluster? Then command deletion confirmation and code editor features, and all the user configurations are available under this editor settings option. It's all related to the editor that you are going to work with. Then email preference. So do you need a notification? At what level do you want notification? Do you want a promotion email communication? All these can be managed under user settings. And also, the Databricks supports not only English, it supports other languages. So you can go for the language of your choice under these language settings. That's all about user settings. So there is similarly, you have also admin settings where you can find the global init script. So as soon as you start the cluster, what all the scripts to be run, all those global init script settings or startup settings can be done at this level. Then also you can control the workspace setting, access level, storage level, cluster level, and advanced configurations can be managed at this admin level. So if you want to delete your account, you can go with this delete account option as well. So this is about the profile configurations that is available within the Databricks cloud environment. So we have seen workspace, we have seen the profile user configuration. The next we are going to see how notebooks are supported in this Databricks cloud platform. So if you are a Python developer or a Scala developer or PySpark or any of scripting developer, you are familiar with notebooks, especially you must have used Jupyter notebooks. So the same notebook is also available within a Databricks platform. This notebook support multiple languages, and of course, these are all run on some compute workloads. So next, we are going to see how notebooks are configured, how notebooks behave in a Databricks cloud environment. Yes, I am back to the cloud workspace. Under the workspace, I can create notebook under shared or user specific area. Today, I would like to create a new folder in the shared environment. Then I will create a notebook. So this is that demo files. This is the folder name. I create a folder. Under this folder, I can create notebooks, workspace library, folder, ML flow experiment. I have other utilities like clone, rename, move, delete, import, export, and copy link address. Let me create a notebook here. As I mentioned, if you are familiar with Jupyter notebooks, it is similar to that. Here you can write your script. Now it supports multiple language. Now click on these language options. Then you have Markdown. So if you want to show some text, use Markdown. Hello, welcome to DATS. Okay. This is again simply showing the text message. Hello. It has it is not a code. It is not a code. It's just displaying some text that's marked out. So I can create another command area. There I can choose languages. So if I say Python, it's by default it is Python. Here I can write hello, print hello Biju. Let me try to execute it. Do you think it will execute? No, don't execute because these notebooks should be powered by a cluster, a compute engine. So we don't have a compute engine created it. So I will come to that later. So we will just explore the notebook features now. I was telling you can write your code in Python. If I want to write any other language, go and select the language here. So I selected SQL. You can see a magic command, %SQL. Then if you can use the select command under this select SQL language. Then if you would like to create another session, there you can go for Scala or R language. So we will come to another session where we will be implementing a mini ETL process. There we will try to do some scripting in this notebook. So I am not doing any extensive scripting today in this session. Look forward to the next session where we will do some scripting using Python, Scala, SQL, and so on. So this is our first notebook. Let me see. It's a first notebook. I named this first notebook is autosave. So don't worry on saving it. So once we have the cluster ready, we will come back and run this script. Okay. So let me go back to the workspace. I have this file saved under that's demo files. So what I can do, I can copy the file path. I can open a new tab. I can rename it. I can clone it. Maybe if I clone, I can give a new name, second notebook. Okay, so it's cloned. So the same file being copied in the same directory. You can even copy to another folder as well. So these are, you can export this as data source file, HTML file, Python notebook. So these are the options related to notebook. Hope you get some idea about the notebook options under Databricks Cloud Platform. Let's go to the next topic. So next we will see how to create your computes. I was not able to run my notebook because I have not configured a compute engine. So let's go and create a compute so that we can run our notebook. Same back to my workspace. Yeah, we need to create a compute, right? So you can see a link to the compute. Let me click on compute. It takes me to where I can create my compute. I have not created any compute. So just click on create compute, or you can use this button also to create compute. Okay. So if there is already any job created, that can be seen in this tab. So I have not done anything. So let me click on compute. So I need to give a name. I can give that's demo compute 1. Okay. So that's demo compute 1. There is a Databricks runtime version. So what is a Databricks runtime version? Select the image that will be used to create the cluster. So whenever a new compute is created, it is created from an image. Like, when you create a virtual machine, you can choose a image, right? So similarly, every compute engine comes with a configuration, with a runtime, with the Scala, with the Spark. If there is any dependency, based on the dependency of the libraries that you are using in your notebook, the program, you choose the right runtime. So I have chosen the default 14.2, where you have Scala 2.12 and Spark 3.5.0. Okay. This is only the configuration available here because this is a community edition. Let's go with that. So what is that? It gives you 15 GB memory. As a community edition user, your compute will automatically terminate after an idle period of 1 or 2 hours. Basically, if you are using a subscription, you have a lot more options when you want to shut down your compute, and what is the RAM size, what is the memory size. You can give a lot of options if you are really using any Databricks under any subscription. So since we are using a limited version of this cluster, we have only minimum features. Okay. So let me click on create compute. It will take few minutes to spin up your compute. By default, you see that this is a community optimized version and it gives you 50 GB memory by default. But of course, this is free of cost and you don't need to have a cloud account. You can learn and explore the features of Databricks using this compute. So let's wait for a few minutes to complete this task. So if you hover over this, you can see that it is starting Spark. Let's wait some more time. Yes, this is done. The cluster is running. Okay, that's great. So let's have a quick glance of what are things available for a compute. There is no notebook attached to this compute. It says 0 notebooks attached. There is no libraries installed in this compute. There is some log. It is driver is healthy. Compute is running. Compute creation requested by myself. So these logs keep adding. Then you have the Spark UI. It shows you the startup time and event timeline. And you can check the succeed option, failed option, running option. And you can see the driver logs, what happened, any errors, output. Then we can see the apps then Spark, Compute UI, Master options. Also, these are some of the tabs which you can do the monitoring. Okay, let me go to the cluster now straight away. It's all completed. Let me go back. So I can see there is one compute created. Yeah, if you create multiple compute, of course, you can create multiple compute. You can see that this is running. You can terminate it and you will have a restart option. You can clone it. You can delete it. And it shows you the runtime 14.2 and active memory 15 GB and active core 2, then active DBU/H is 1, then source UI, then who is created. Okay, so when I click on this compute, and you can do a lot of configurations. So if you want to install some libraries, for example, you are trying to load some Excel file, so you want to install, use some of the Excel library features, packages, just click on the install option. Then you can find library options where the libraries are. Is it a DBFS? Is it a file path? Then you can say PyPy. Then you can say Maven. In the Maven, you can find a lot of packages, and you can say whether it is in the library. That means we have already uploaded zip file. So let me go to the Maven. I can see a search. You can see a lot of packages here. And if you want to install anything related to Python, PySpark, or Cassandra, like, you just PySpark, Cassandra, I want to select this. You can install this. Yeah, there you go. This will install a package. So you can invoke this PySpark, Cassandra libraries from your notebook, and you can do whatever implementation that you need. So it takes a few minutes to install the package in your compute. And let's see. Yeah, this already installed. Cool. So let me go back to my workspace. And we have a notebook. We create the first notebook. I have this command. I want to run this command. Basically, I need to connect to the compute. So the compute which I created just now is available now. So I can select this compute. Now I can run this command. Let me run this. So it gives you hello Biju. So it says the print is not defined. So let me just give small letter print. Okay, I can use the small letter P. Okay, cool. Then let me just run it again. Yes, hello Biju. This is my first command using Python. So now you know how to create a new notebook, how to write Python code, how to attach your compute, then how to run your script. Okay, you can save this here. Save. So let's again continue our exploration of the platform. So very important is the data tab. So under data tab, you can create a database. You can create a table. You can upload an Excel file and you can create a table there. So let me show you how to do that. So and again back to my workspace, and you can see there is a tab called data. So I have attached the compute. Since I attached the compute, there is a default database being created. So this database is empty. Okay. So I should be able to create a table now. Let me click on that. See, you can upload a file. You can use S3 because basically this Databricks is using AWS, Amazon Web Services. So that's where by default you can see S3 here. And you can use other data sources like Amazon, Kinesis, then Cassandra, Snowflake, JDBC, Kafka, Redis, then Elasticsearch, MongoDB. So you can create table from any of these options, right? So I have a Excel file which I would like to drop here. I'm dropping here. So it is showing Azure resources, a table, an Excel file with some information about some of the Azure resources. So let me create table with UI. Okay, I should select the cluster. I should preview the table. Yes, the data is being previewed. So what is the table name? I can give a table name, Azure resources, then create table in the default. So where should I create this table? I do have only one database. It's a default database. It will create under this default. The file type is CSV. The delimiter is comma. Then first row has a header. Then you can infer the schema. That means it will automatically infer the data types of each column. So I can just choose infer the schema. You know that name column is string, type is string, resource group is string, location is string, subscription is string. Then we have another additional column which is a string. Okay, then let me just create table. Yes, my table is created. You can see that a table is created and this is the schema of the table. This is a great achievement. Let me go back now to my data. I can see that there is a table created. What is the name of the table? It is the Azure resources. This is a table. So let me go to the notebook. I have the notebook created here. My first notebook, actually. So here I have a command here. I am using a SQL. Let me select start from Azure resource. This is a SQL command, right? Here I was executing a Python command. Now I am executing a SQL command. Let me execute the SQL command. Select start from Azure resource. See, I see the data from the newly created my table. So I have executed Python code and SQL code. All the commands you can run from this notebook. So I think this is pretty nice example of how to use a SQL command. So we have seen workspace, we have seen data, we have seen compute, and we have the workflows. Basically, when you create a notebook, you can configure it as a job or workflow. But unfortunately, in this community edition, you are not having that feature of creating the jobs. Let's explore that in some subscriptions later on. So far, we have seen some of the feature of the Databricks cloud. And there is also an environment where you can do the data engineering, you can do the notebooks straight away. And it's a bundled for a personalized for data scientists and data engineers. So create notebooks, you can import data, then create AutoML models. Then it also gives you some tutorials and do the transformation of the data. So this is all about an introduction to Databricks cloud platform. Thank you very much for watching this video. The next video, I would like to demonstrate a mini ETL process using Databricks. So we'll be uploading our Excel data into Azure Data Lake storage. So we can use Gen 2, where you can create folder structure, hierarchy of folders. Then we will be using Databricks to connect to the uploaded file into Data Lake storage. We can use some authentication mechanism to authenticate the file between Microsoft Azure and Databricks. Then we will use Notebook to write our script. You can use Scala, SQL, Python or PySpark to access the file and get it into a data frame. Then we can do some transformation, and finally the output we will write back to Azure Data Lake storage. Or you can also push your data into Azure SQL. So with that, we will be able to understand what a data engineer is capable of doing in the Databricks in connection with Azure Data Lake storage and even the BI tools like Power BI. Let's look forward to the next video. Please let me know your feedback as comments. If you would like to include any specific topic in Data Analytics Talks, let me know. Please continue watching Data Analytics Talks. Thank you.